This is my grandma's house. That's not the same house as back in the 20s, but that's how far I've walked so far. That would be the old house that she grew up in. The house is gone. That's a brand new house. Canova to the north. The church is over there to the southwest. If you go straight north, you go back to her farmhouse on 436. Still walking along 247. This is, you see the brown silo. I always said I was going to walk this path. Well, here I am, walking the path of the Unityville Road. Not too much traffic. So I've showed you where my grandma used to live. That's as far as I've got so far. This is not a short walk by no means. She probably had a small piece of property there. That's where her mom and dad lived when they first came to this area. As I'm walking, I'm still giving you what the land looks like. Her big white house would be way straight north of there, about a good 5 miles. Unityville's just a small little farm town. Still got some residents in it. If you go straight north of Highway 81 from Salem, you look for 247 or the sign that says Unityville Road. The town itself sat between the creek and then the where you look for the sign that says Stark Road. Stark Road was actually the main street of Unityville. Up until about 1985, 1990s, they still actually had buildings there, so they must have took the buildings down at some point in the 90s. Most likely because they're probably getting ready to fall down. Yep. It's all farmland up here. That's all this was up here. You got Unityville, Canova, you got Howard up north. You got Salem. All this is a farming community. You'd build these little towns that acted as small communities of people. This is a pretty good exercise. You gotta be fit. Imagine this would be tough when you get older. You can see how far we are from my grandma's house. You can see the house straight west there. I'm about halfway between the house and Unityville. Unityville's gonna be up in these trees. You can see the big barn up in the distance. We're talking Unityville. That's how far we have to walk. It's not a very big town. It was never really a big town. You still have a residence. You probably still have 10, 12 people that still live here. There's a close-up shot of the old silo. Drive by it every day. Most people don't realize that's all that's left of a barn. So we've been to Canova. We've been up on one house. Now we're driving to Unityville. We'll be there probably. Not taking that long to walk here. Actually, it's not. It's just a short walk. But for a 6-year-old, 10-year-old kid, I bet you would have fun. Kids would have fun walking this. what's left of it. See, it had a bottom section of which is pretty much gone. So that saddle was part of a bigger structure at one point. It's a pretty nice day out here. It's probably 65 degrees. This is 5/20. The date is 5/23/2020. So we're talking 20 plus 50, 75 years. In 75 years, there's not much left of this community. This would have been a thriving community back in the 1920s. Then the Great Depression hit in the 1930s. That's most likely when this community started taking a big hit. That'd be about the time my grandma and her parents moved from there to north to Canova. Most likely looking for greener pastures, a better place to live, a better environment. In the 1980s, there's pretty much nothing left of Unityville except for a couple of buildings. I mean, the main street. We're getting closer now. We're coming in more in the view of Unityville now. You should be able to see it now. I can see the street sign for Stark Road. Again, I have a friend. He's driving my vehicle, so I don't have to go walk back and get it. Yep. Unityville is just right up the road now. Right, probably another good quarter mile. I can see the green sign that says for Stark Road. So again, if you ever want to look for Stark Road, go to Salem, take Highway 81 north, take a left on Unityville Road or County Road 247. About halfway between Highway 81 and the Canova Road is where Unityville was. Just a small town between a creek. There's a small creek on the east side, and then you got Stark Road on the west side. It's a pretty good walk. I would imagine you have to be pretty fit to walk this every day. All that's pretty much left of Unityville is a few houses and an old bank vault. That's all that you got left. I just imagine my grandma was born Adeline Foster. Her last name would be Zulk. On her mom's side, you got Kepsels coming over from Germany in the 1850s. They would have migrated their way to this part of the country. She was born in 1921. She started school by walking this path, probably by age 5 or age 6. Don't know how old they were when they started school. But she would have at least attended a few years here. I remember her telling stories about walking this path as her parents farmed a piece of property. Well, right there, you can still see the house. You can still see it. Pretty peaceful out here. Pretty peaceful. Nothing but trees. Got a lot of trees in this town. There's Unityville. We made it. You see the green sign off in the distance there? We made it. It took less than 15 minutes to walk this path. Less than 15 minutes. Probably walking. That's probably a good two miles, I would say, because you can still see the house. That has to be not even, probably 2.5 miles. It's kind of nice that some people still live here, taking care of the property. But this is Unityville. They do have a little community swimming pool. It's a little rubber swimming pool. All that's left of this town is a few houses. Probably a small populace of probably 20 people, plus their kids. And an old bank vault. I made it. I said I was going to walk the path, but I did. There's a sign, so if anybody wants to come see where my grandma grew up, the old what's left of Unityville, come check out. Here's the coordinates right here. 247th Street, County Road 247th Street, and Stark Road. Here's the main street going into Unityville. This road will take you up and around and back to the east side. I believe it's connected to 441st Street. That's what it is. You start way down there at that house, 2.5 miles. I'd say it probably took 10 minutes. And now we're made it to it. This is Unityville. From here, I'm going to stop the film and I'll take some pictures. So that's about a 10-12 minute walk.